Hello, this is MrChabry. We are here at the Elite Four. This is where things are going to get serious. I went ahead and used my rare candies. I also went ahead and bought some healing items because you're going to need some here at the Elite Four. So this Elite Four is different than the previous Elite Fours. You actually can choose the order, whereas previous Elite Fours, it was a preordained order that you had to do. This pathway leads you to Chantal, the ghost type Elite Four member. Here is Grimsley with his dark types. Here's Caitlin with psychic types, and down here is Marshall with fighting types. I'm going to actually start off with Chantal with her ghost types. And each of these Elite Four members, their corridor has a different aesthetic, a different design. Here, Chantal has a haunted library. And the crazy thing is, outside it was all sunny. You can see there's lightning and everything in here. How is this possible? Anyway, I have put Watermelon up front because Watermelon does have crunch. And my plan is to actually use Shell Smash early on to boost my attack, and then try to do as much damage as possible. She's going to lead off with her Cofagrigus. This thing knows Will-O-Wisp, Grass Knot, Psychic, and Shadow Ball. Has the ability Mummy, and it's going to be faster, which is kind of annoying. It's going to do so much damage, but now we should have a boost in speed. So with that, we should outspeed this thing now, and we should be able to do a lot of damage with a well-placed crunch. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for a crunch. Mummy, unfortunately, is going to remove our ability, but it's not the worst thing. Next up is Jellicent. This is also a ghost type, but it has water type. Its moves is Energy Ball, Brine, Surf, and Shadow Ball. And we're going to outspeed it too. A well-placed crunch. Jellicent has higher special defense. So the fact that we're able to take care of it on that physical defense side, that's pretty nice. Next up is Golurk. This is a ghost and ground type Pokemon. It has the moves Curse, Earthquake, Brick Break, and Shadow Punch. I think I'm going to Waterfall this one, because I do have Stab on Waterfall. And we're going to go ahead and one-shot it. Oh, that's nice. Nice, nice. We're going to go ahead and gain a level. Last up is Chandelure. This thing knows Payback, Fire Blast, Psychic, and Shadow Ball. It is a ghost and fire type. Waterfall should take care of this thing too, but it's going to be faster? It's actually faster. That actually did surprise me. Not gonna lie. I do know this thing is usually not the fastest. We're gonna go ahead and go into Pineapple here. We do have Crunch on Pineapple, so I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go for that. Fire Blast is going to hurt quite a bit, not going to lie. It's one of those super powerful moves that's always going to hurt. And we get hit with Flame Body, which is annoying. Yeah, that was annoying. Let's go ahead and go into Parsnip here. And I'm just going to use one of my max revives. We're going to have to break into this, just because this is one of those battles where it's going to be tough. You can see their highest level Pokemon are all going to be level 50. So you're going to have to play accordingly. Go ahead and Surf here. Parsnip will be faster. And we will finish off the Chandelure. Alright, so Chantal goes down pretty easy. The good thing is we had an answer to pretty much everything she threw out. But like you just saw there, she did have a lot of coverage options. So you're going to have to be very careful in battling her. Because she's going to have things that can take care of your Pokemon if you're not careful. But with that, we have defeated the first member of the Elite Four. Let's go ahead and pop open a revive. I'm going to use my max revives during battle. And we'll go ahead and throw some max potions their way. Alright. So now what we can do is we can just step on this teleporter and get taken back out. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So you can see here we have defeated Chantal and her ghost types. Next up, I'm going to actually put Jalapeno up front, because I do want to take on Grimsley and his dark types. And that's going to be over here in this little corridor. So you see, whereas Chantal had a library, this is more of like a fun house. A little fun house situation. Where you can see there's like a balcony. It's almost like a fancy theater, like a Victorian era theater. But we're up here now, and you can see Grimsley up here with his hairstyle. If you remember, you actually see Grimsley in Pokemon Sun and Moon. He's there on vacation or something, I don't know. But here we are battling him as a member of the Unova Elite Four. He's going to lead off with his Scrafty. This is a dark and fighting type. Knows the moves Crunch, Brick Break, Poison Jab, and Sand Attack. Sand Attack's really there just to be annoying. Has the ability Moxie, so if it starts knocking out your Pokemon, you are in a bad situation. And he's going to throw a Brick Break back at us, but our Brick Break is better because Scrafty is weak to Brick Break. So one more shall do the job. And there we go. Jalapeno's going to get some experience. Next up, he's going to send out Crocodile. For Crocodile, I do want to go into Parsnip. This thing knows Crunch, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Foul Play. And it has the ability Intimidate. Now, if you're wanting to use a physical attacker, just know that Intimidate is going to cut your attack down. So, that's why I'm actually going to go ahead and use my special attacker, Parsnip. And we'll go ahead and throw a Surf at this thing. It's going to Foul Play, which is using my attack stat, which on a special attacker, that's already low. So I'm not really worried about that at all. I do think we're going to see a healing item. So I'll just go ahead and Surf again, because it's obviously a 2-hit KO. And I do have things that I think could be faster than his other Pokemon, which I'm okay with. And we'll go ahead and throw another Surf. He's going to use another full Restore. And really, I'm just kind of stalling out his full Restores at this point. And he's going to go ahead and Foul Play, which is annoying. But we're going to survive, and we're going to fire back with our own Surf. Next up, he's going to send out Liepard. For Liepard, I'm actually just going to stay in. It's going to make sense in a moment why I'm going to stay in. I'm going to go ahead and use this turn to heal up. I'm just going to use a max potion, because I don't have any status effects. But this Liepard knows Crunch, or no, it knows Night Slash, Aerial Slash, Attract, and Fake Out. We're going to see a Fake Out right there. So really, if I switched, I was just going to, well, of course I was going to take damage no matter what, but if I tried to stay in, I was going to just get knocked out. So I decided, you know, just staying in and healing up would be the best option. Now, Attract is an annoying move. If your Pokemon happens to be an opposite gender of the Pokemon using Attract, they will fall in love. That's not good. I'm going to go ahead and click Tailwind, I think. I do think I'm going to go down here, but I want to at least have like the opportunity to set something up. I'm going to Watermelon because I do have Aqua Jet. And that should knock this thing out. Now with Limber, you're not going to... Oh, it's going to survive? Are you serious? Now with Limber, you cannot paralyze this thing. So keep that in mind. If you're wanting to slow it down, use something like Tailwind or something that boosts your speed. Because Limber, you're not going to paralyze this. Alright, so last Pokemon is going to be Bisharp. I'm going to go ahead and go back into Jalapeno. This thing knows Night Slash, X Scissor, Metal Claw, and Aerial Ace. It is level 50, as all of the specialty Pokemon that the Elite Four members are going to have, they're all going to be level 50 at the end. And a Brick Break should do the job. Of course, Aerial Ace is going to hurt, and I might have to bring Jalapeno back. Jalapeno survives. That's actually really good. That's good. Brick Break should do the job. Nice. So Grimsley goes down. So far, it's 2 for 2. And I do want to go ahead and heal up a little bit. Because the next Pokemon, set of Pokemon I'm going to take on, I don't really have something that is a great matchup. I'm just going to kind of base it off of what I do have access to. Now let's go ahead and use some max potions on Jalapeno. We'll go ahead and heal Watermelon up. Go ahead and bring Parsnip back. Always good to heal up all your Pokemon in between battles. And next up, I'm going to go ahead and take on Caitlyn and her Psychic types. Now, like I said, I don't have anything that is ridiculously great against Psychic types, but I do have my own Psychic type, which resists their stab. Plus, I do have Shadow Ball on it, which, actually, I think I do have an item that boosts Shadow Ball. Is that correct? I did. The Expert Belt would be good. We'll go ahead and give that to Durian. Oh, you're already holding the spell tag, so you're fine. You're actually fine. But let's go ahead and step in here. So Chantal had Library. Grimsley had like a theater funhouse. We're gonna see that Caitlyn has like a little a giant bed up here. Her thing is that she's always tired. That's kind of her character trait. She's always tired. So she's going to open up back the curtains. And if you've played Gen 4, you might recognize her. She was actually one of the people in the Battle Factory. Or not the Battle Factory. One of those battle areas. She was the one where she had a butler. And every so often she would step out and, you know, battle you, but most of the time she was just hiding away sleeping. Here she is. She has, I guess, moved up in the world, and now she happens to be an Elite Four member. She's going to lead off with Reuniclus, Pure Psychic, No Psychic, Energy Ball, Focus Blast, and Thunder. Its ability is Magic Guard, so only direct damaging moves will actually damage it, so you cannot poison it and expect to knock it out that way. And it's going to miss with a Thunder, so I'm good with that. We'll go ahead and hit it once again, and that will knock out the Reuniclus. Next up is Musharna, another Pure Psychic, No Psychic, Shadow Ball, Charge Beam, and Reflect. I'm thinking that for this thing, I might actually be better off hitting it a few times with Potato. Because Potato resists everything it has, and it's immune to Charge Beam. You gotta remember, in Gen 5, Steel type resisted Shadow Ball. They changed that in Gen 8, I believe, but at this time, it's still resisted. And I actually think it might be a good idea to go ahead and get some Swords Dances in. Might be able to sweep this. There's the Reflect. That's going to be 5 turns. But you know what? If I get enough Swords Dances, it's not going to matter. And I can just kind of stall out that Reflect. Alright, I've just boosted up. I just maximized my attack right there. And with that, I think we should go ahead and Earthquake. Go ahead and hit this thing where it hurts. You see, even with the Reflect, it almost takes it out. If it wasn't for the Reflect, we would have taken it out. Right now would be a good time to use one of our max potions on Potato. She's going to use a full restore. So I do believe that Reflect is now gone. So Earthquake will do the job here. And we should be able to get a clean sweep now. Now that Reflect is gone. We're going to have to be careful because our next Pokemon might be annoying. That's going to be Sigilyph. Sigilyph is, you know, that flying psychic type. It knows Psychic, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, and Air Slash. Really, Air Slash is the thing I'm most worried about. I mean, Ice Beam could be annoying too. But luckily I'm not weak to it because I have Steel typing that helps me out in that. It has the ability Wonder Skin. And it's not going to matter. You know, that did hurt, but not enough to put us in fear. Next up is her ace Pokemon, Gothitelle. It knows Psychic, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and Calm Mind. It's going to frisk. It's going to find out, hey, what item are you holding? We don't even see the frisk activate. But Earthquake will do the job. She really gave us that setup there, which is really nice. Thank you for that, Caitlin. And Potato is now at level 46. So 3 easy victories in a row. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and step out. And honestly, the last trainer is the one I'm most afraid of. Because even though I do have Flying and Psychic type, most of his Pokemon do have something that can hit Flying and Psychic types pretty hard. Go ahead and throw some max potions on the field. Really only need to heal 1. And I think I want to go ahead and switch out and give the Expert Belt to Durian. And I should have... What other items do I have? I want to have an item for... okay, I've got an idea. Hear me out. This Bright Powder. Give that to Parsnip. There we go. I believe that's what I want to do. And I believe all my Pokemon have at least some sort of item, except Potato. Really, what? I don't have anything that I want to give Potato. Just because Potato... I could give it a Silk Scarf. That would boost up strength. Really, that's the only thing I could think of. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So if I need to rely on strength, I've got that opportunity. Because there's not really any other item. So you see, the last trainer is going to be Marshall. He uses fighting-type Pokemon, and his little area is going to be a very industrial-looking area. We've got a conveyor belt, we've got a factory, we've got pneumatic pipes billowing air. We've got what looks like a cage on the outside, and then like a ring at top. So it's very industrial, but also like a boxing ring. So I don't know if this guy like works in the factory and then he has a little workout station. I have no idea. But he's got spotlights. Does that mean people are watching from the outside of these cages? What's going on, Marshall? Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this battle. This is our last battle of the Elite Four, and after this will be the champion. And we already know who the champion is. That's going to be Alder. Alright. So, he's going to lead off with Throw. Alright, so I'm going to lead off with my Durian. Let's go ahead and throw a Psychic at Throw. It's going to hit us with Payback. Payback has got, it gets a boost in damage if it's the second move, but the fact that it's faster makes me actually feel okay with the damage output. And in fact, we're not going to have to worry about that because one Psychic will do the job. Now, Durian wants to learn Calm Mind. I'm actually going to keep the old moves. Just because Calm Mind would be in handy if I was a little bit faster. But Durian is so slow. It's not going to help me out. I'm actually going to switch here. Next up is MrChabry. I didn't even say what Throw's moves were. Throw has Storm Throw, Bulldoze, Stone Edge, and Payback. MrChabry has Jump Kick, U-Turn, Rock Slide, and Retaliate. I might actually lead off, just go out with Potato. Maybe? Now we'll go Watermelon because I do have Sturdy, and no matter what it does, I want to be able to hit it. And I think that's something that I want to, you know, at least know that I'm going to be able to do. Because it's likely to go for Retaliate here. But if I can hit it with a well-placed Waterfall, I'm going to be fine. There's the Jump Kick. I do have Sturdy, so it's not going to one-shot me. And have some Waterfall, friend. Almost enough to take it out. There's that crit. We're going to likely see a full restore. This thing has inner focus, so you're not going to be able to flinch it. So don't worry about trying to fake it out. The Throw has Guts, so don't burn that because it's going to hurt you in the long run. I'm going to Aqua Jet here for chip damage because it's obviously going to knock me out with whatever it decides to go for next. And with that, we're going to go ahead and go into our very own Parsnip. Now, the reason why I put the Bright Powder on Parsnip is not only can that lower the accuracy of our opponent, but Rock-type moves often have low accuracy. So that's just going to hurt my opponent even more. Not only with Rock Slide's low accuracy, but Stone Edge being the main move that my opponent is going to rely on. So we'll go ahead and take this thing out. Parsnip gains a level. Look at Parsnip looking good out there. Next up is Sock. I'm going to stay in. This thing has the Sturdy ability, so keep that in mind. You're not going to one-shot it. It knows Karate Chop, Grass Knot, Stone Edge, and Retaliate. I'm going to actually just fly. So that way we will be up in the air. And smack it down. And you're going to miss that Stone Edge, which is fine by me. I'm going to Tailwind here because you're going to use a full restore. And I'd like to have a little bit of speed on you. And we'll go ahead and Air Slash here. It should take 2 Air Slashes in my opinion. And he does hit the Stone Edge, which is kind of annoying. Not going to lie. But that just sets things up for Durian, who can come out here and should outspeed now. This thing should actually outspeed. Oh, it's going to outspeed me, even with the Tailwind. Ah, Psychic. Well-placed Psychic. Thank you, Durian, for having just enough bulk to take a Stone Edge. Next up is Conkeldurr. This thing has the Sheer Force ability, so it's going to do more damage with its moves. Has the moves Hammer Arm, Grass Knot, Stone Edge, and Retaliate. I'm going to go ahead and Psychic this thing. And, oh, just one is all that it needs. So we one-shot that thing, taking it out immediately. And Durian sitting here looking beautiful as we defeat the last member of the Elite Four. Nice. With that, that just leaves one more challenge. The Central Chamber will give you the Champions Room. We, the Elite Four, are sworn to follow the Champions' orders to be neutral. So the rest is up to you. Alright, so he kind of just admits that as the Elite Four, they have to do whatever the champion tells them to. And next time we will be stepping into that champion room. It's a good idea to go ahead and heal up first. That's what we're going to do. But we'll actually end this episode here. If you like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Smash that like button if you like this episode. And if you want to see some more content like this. And I will see you in the final episode of Pokemon Black.